Hi, this is Bambi with Conversations with Bambi. Today I am joined by a dear friend of mine, Ann Marie Arnold. I am honored, Ann, that you would come and join me today. She's a good friend of mine and also a mentor. She is a not a doctor, so I want to clarify that, but she's a wellness partner and she's co-founder of Functional Wellness. She has been on her own wellness journey for a large part of her life, and to see her now and to visit with her, you wouldn't, or I wouldn't have ever known that she had struggled and had such a hard time. But here she is today to inspire us and to share with us the things that she has experienced. Welcome, Ann. It's so good to see you.
Thank you, Bambi. I'm very honored and I'm very humble and I'm grateful for this opportunity to come and speak with you.
Thank you. Before we get started, Ann and I just we want to say that we want whatever needs to be said today to be said. And we want whatever needs to be heard today to be heard, because we are here to gift hope and to empower you all to know that there can be good in your life, and there's so much more available to you than you may realize. And through our experiences, we've learned things the hard way. So if we can shortcut it for y'all, we're all about that.
Oh my goodness. The shortcut for me is living a lifestyle of wellness. Being into health and nutrition, that's my life. It's literally my life. Health has been my life since I was an infant. Started out with convulsions, and they thought back then the key thing to do is take the tonsils and adenoids out. Well, yeah, it stopped the fevers for a while. Then I find out I have problems with eggs when I'm a child. Then next thing I know, I'm having all kinds of issues. Gallbladder out, appendicitis out. Yeah, I forgot to mention that to you, that I've had my gallbladder out. Parts is parts. I don't have many left. They've tried to take everything to try to counteract what had happened, without realizing that all these things that they've taken out of my body were all things that my body needed to regulate itself. So here I've been my whole life trying to figure out a way to regulate my body and get it right. And I finally found it. And that's the amazing part of this whole journey, is it's in nutrition, it's in food. That's the key to all of it. Once you eat well, you become well.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, when you eat well, you become well. If you eat garbage, you're going to be garbage. I don't eat for my palate. I eat to nourish my body. There's a difference. A lot of people like to eat because it's pleasing to their palate. Well, after a while, when you get eating vegetables, raw vegetables like I do on the daily, consistently, you develop that palate. And you don't want that other stuff anymore, because when you put it in your mouth, it tastes like nothing but chemicals. And that's the truth for myself. I'm not projecting that on anybody. That is my truth. It tastes like chemicals to me. I choose not to put that in my body. I know what that can do to my body. I just spent 38, 40 years cleaning myself up. Literally, from all the pharma that I was on, being in a wheelchair for 17 years. I have multiple sclerosis. You wouldn't know it. I don't have diabetes anymore. I've shut that off as well. There's just so many beautiful things that come with taking care of yourself.
I love that.
It's not selfishness. It's not narcissistic to do self-care or to love yourself. Oh, for heaven's sakes, give yourself a hug. You deserve that, a hug.
Exactly. And as you and I have talked before, I think that self-care is maybe misunderstood, because we are taught, you're being selfish, or you don't matter that much, you're not that important, it's all about the people in your life. And it truly is. I mean, we are here to serve. You and I are. I know this about both of us, but in order for us to be the best that we can be for these people out here that we want to connect with in partnership with, we have to feel good. We have to practice self-care, nourish our bodies, rest when we need to rest. We have to do all these things to be the best version of ourselves in order to be the best version of ourselves for those that do need us. And I think that's a very important message every day, especially here at the beginning of the year when people might be thinking, what could I'm not talking about a New Year's resolution because I'm just not, yeah. But I'm talking about, okay, so here we are coming up on a new year. What could I do to positively impact my life and those in my life? So we're thinking self-care, and a part of that self-care is nutrition.
Absolutely, because everybody, I'm going to say everybody, but I'm going to say 98% of the world is walking around with leaky gut and they're malabsorbed. And why do I feel that way? Because we have this little tool that we use in our practice, which is the S3 scanner, and it scans the carotenoids in our system to see where our protection's at and where it's not at. And I'm here to tell you 90%, a good 90% fail the test. I eat so many vegetables a day. They put their hand on that and it's like, what? Oh, I supplement? Really? Well, darling, I'm sorry, your supplements aren't working. Can we fix that? Can we adjust that? Absolutely. We take the blind spots out of all of it.
Mhm.
That little sucker helps so many people. You put your hand on it and it's like a speedometer.
Mhm.
And it's color coded. Of course, me being a Reiki master, and I love energy. I'm an energy worker. So I use that thing in a different way as well with my clients. I don't just use it for nutrition, but I also use it to know where they are within their body energetically. So if they're scoring in the reds and the oranges, that tells me they're in their root and sacral. Solar plexus. Come on, those colors all resonate within our chakra system within our body. So I figured out a way to use it in a couple different ways, and it's working really, really well.
Because one of the first things that you said to me when you and I were developing our friendship, which took like 10 minutes or 2 minutes probably actually, but you said, darling, you have inflammation. I thought, how do you know that? What makes you think that? Well, it's true. But it was a quick assessment, and we were long distance as we are now. We were far apart, but you were able to determine some things that would help.
Intuitively, yes. Tapping into your energy flow is the one thing I love, Bambi, is you're open. Your heart center is so open, and that opens you up like the lotus blossom. Your energy just exuberates that sweet aroma of, I'm here to learn, I'm open. To me, that's sweetness. And I love to smell that sweetness.
Thank you so much. That is precious. I don't know that it's a conscious thing necessarily, but I've had people say that before, and it's a very high compliment that you would feel that way. I'm here to love. I mean, just as you are. I mean, we have had this conversation before too. We are here to love. We are here to help. We are here to serve.
We're here to nurture one another. We're nurturers.
Absolutely.
Mother Gaia, she's the nurturer. What are we? We are the feminine. We are nurturers. That's just who we are. And the masculine, they're coming on board with it too. And see, I could go down a whole different road with this, with spirituality, because the masculine and feminine have been so far out of whack that it isn't even funny. We wonder why our planet and our earth is so out of whack. But anyway, that's the long and the short of it is, we're all getting back on track.
thankfully. And anything we can do to help them.
Honoring one another in their differences is so key and so important today. Don't have such expectations of people, because right now everything is in such chaos. People don't know which way they're coming, going, or turning. Be kind and be gentle with one another. It's so important. And even for myself, I have to sometimes take a step back and say, you know what, Ann, you were kind of harsh there. And I've learned I do have a very hard side to myself, but that's because of what I've been through. And I have to kick my own butt sometimes and put myself back into line. It is what it is, and I am who I am, and I don't make apologies for who I am.
You know,
I love deeply.
You do love deep and sincerely, so sincerely, and with everything that you have. You know, you brought up the expectation word. I was talking to a friend earlier today. Something that I learned this last year was, well, there's about 3 major things I learned, but one of them was the expectation, to let go of expectations, just to let things be and to let things flow, and to not try to preconceive how that it's going to work out. Just trust that it will.
We're not in control. We have choices. That's it. That's our control.
We do have choices. And the choices make all the difference. That was my second lesson in the past year, was the power of choice. I can choose.
That's the beauty of it. And there's more than one choice given at a time. If you sit back and just be still, just be still enough to receive that and to understand which way you need to navigate from. The choices will become clearer and clearer and clearer. But the more we're in chaos and running around like crazy people, no wonder why we want to stick our heads in the sand and just forget about things. We just need to slow down. And I believe in turtle medicine. I'm telling you, I am all about turtle medicine. Slow yourself down, because you know what? And I can remember my grandmother telling me, Ann Marie, you need to slow down. You're going to miss too much. You go too fast. And she was so right. Of course, children, they go balls to the walls anyway, you know?
I love that medicine from grandmother. You're going to have to slow down or you'll miss so much.
And we miss some of the most important things because we're going too fast. You know, I've caught myself sometimes even downstairs with my grandson. He'll be doing something and I'll be into my phone doing something. And the next thing I know, I'm looking up and I just catch the tail end of the moment. And I'm like, really? Over a phone? Really? There's times I don't even want to pick that thing up. I've seen it cause so many problems for people. It's the separation and division alone that's been going on. And then you've got these things here. You and I, we're baby boomers. Guess what? Do you know how much people aren't getting together no more that way. Because they're too busy on these stupid things. So we're not populating, and then you keep hearing people, oh, we're overpopulated. No, we're not. No, we're not. Do you realize that we can take every person there is in the world and put them in the state of Texas and still have room?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not what I've been hearing.
Oh, I know. Well, I'm not saying that you can put them all in little houses. That's standing one by one next to one another, holding hands, kumbaya, you know?
That's what we need to be doing right there.
That's right. That's what we need to
put
be
us
doing.
in charge and we'll all be holding hands and kumbaya.
Man, I'll be putting everybody's hand on my scanner saying, okay, let's get you right.
We'll be loving each other. Well, and back to, you can bring that right back to nutrition, because chaos, it does a lot of things. Chaos. We don't have time to prepare our food. We may not buy what we need. we're in a nervous state and our bodies are reacting to all of this too. So it's really all related. It's all
Absolutely.
connected as we are connected.
Hmm. Just like we make plans for our future. Why don't we make plans to feed ourselves?
Mhm.
If you can put all these things into plan and into some form of modality. There you go. That's a word. Modality. Find a modality for your food to feed yourself the nutrition that it needs. Find a sequence, find a pattern that's healthy,
Mhm. Mhm.
because you're only doing it for yourself. It's going to make you feel so fabulous.
And when you feel better, everybody around you will feel better because you can be a better version of you.
Absolutely.
We had talked before about alkaline versus acidic. Would you want to talk just a little bit about that?
Yes, our bodies are mostly water. Water has memory.
Yes.
Water carries memory. Always remember that. We carry memory, water carries memory. pH, think about a pool. If the pH isn't right in the pool, you don't swim in it, right? So if the pH isn't right in your body, why would you want to live in it? It's just simple, simplicity. Why do we have to complicate everything? We complicate so much when life can be very simple, but we have to make it complicated. Why? That's my question to the world. If anybody out there in this land can answer that question, why
Why do we overcomplicate everything?
I'm serious. Sometimes I want to bang my head against the wall and say, why did you just do that? Why did that person just do that? It makes no comments. There's just no sense in it to me. I guess I'm a very simplistic person. I know I'm a very simplistic person, and I like it that way. I don't want to have to get all complicated. I couldn't do corporate. That's why I have to be an entrepreneur, because I can't work for other people. Now, I do work at Dr. Gick's, the chiropractor here in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I'm loving it. But it's different because I have my own business going on in there as well. Matter of fact, I got a couple of them going on in there.
Mhm.
I have my nutraceuticals, my scanner, and I do Reiki in there. And I help her. It's a win-win for everybody. If more people would understand this
Mhm.
and collaborate,
Mhm.
there doesn't have to be any competition. There's enough to go around for everybody. My goodness, where's the competition?
Well,
That just has expectation written all over it.
exactly. Well, if you feel well, I mean, I think that I've known people that, didn't feel well and they became extremely cranky and or they didn't think clearly or they were exhausted or I mean, health is the embodiment of all it really affects pretty well everything in our lives.
Your health dictates how long you will live, precisely to the amount of foods and what kind of food you eat and what you put in your body. That's what your life will dictate to you.
Mhm.
And you have a choice in that. So the next time you want to reach for that potato chip, slap that hand and go get a piece of fruit.
You do make fruit and vegetables look. I wish I could do some kind of a share screen because that was the first thing that I noticed. The food you eat is beautiful. It's like art, and I'm thinking. Well, actually, I was thinking if somebody had just fixed that for me, there's some, then I would be sure to eat it. But but mm, mm, mm.
Oh goodness gracious. This one here is really important.
The antioxidants. So talk to us a little.
Antioxidants. Antioxidants are those things that we consume in our fruits and vegetables, raw, of course, better if they're raw. You get the full medicinal purpose of the vegetable, of the produce that you're eating. Your body gets all the nutrients. If you cook it, you're killing it. And seriously, you take a lot of the nutrients out when you cook food.
So food is medicine.
Food is medicine. Absolutely. It sure is. I'll tell you what, I'm 62 years old and I can run circles around 26-year-olds.
Get me there. And
Oh, I love Life Pack Nano. Lock Youth, G3. Oh my goodness, I could name them all off. They have made such a difference in my life. They really, really have. And it's not just a commercial that I'm doing. Trust and believe. This is serious. After being in that wheelchair and going through 28 surgeries and not being on any pharma, and I have more titanium in my body, in my back and my neck than you could shake a stick at. I'm not on any pain medicine. I don't need it.
Well, now let's talk about you. You had diabetes and you've treated that nutritionally.
Yes.
Treated MS,
fibromyalgia, MS.
You've treated all those things nutritionally. And you are so vibrant and just exuding love and joy and compassion. And honestly, if I didn't know your story and all the years in the wheelchair and so sickly as a child, I wouldn't have any idea that you weren't just one of those naturally healthy, feel good all the time people, because you don't present like that at all.
I feel good. And when I feel good, it shines.
It does.
It shines because I just feel good. And I know that I wouldn't feel this good if I wasn't on my nutraceuticals as well as eating good raw food, good organic, clean food. It makes all the difference. It really does. Everybody's, oh, it costs so much more. You know what? Go have surgery and tell me what that's going to cost you. It's going to cost you more than those fruits and vegetables will. And your insurance, oh, you're going to pay through the nose for insurance. And then if you're lucky, it might cover something. I'm just being real here.
You are being real. Yeah, absolutely. That's the truth. So if somebody wanted to get in touch with you or find out more information, what is your contact information?
That would be www.functionalwellnessnetwork.com. And we're all there to help and support in any way we can. Just reach out to one of us. There's no competition. We love one another and we support one another. That's what it's all about. I love this company and I love the people that are in it.
So can someone get to you directly through that to find
Absolutely.
you if they want to talk to
my
you?
name's in there, yeah. Or you can just look me up here on LinkedIn, or I'm on Facebook, or I'm on Alignable. What's that other one? Oh, Instagram. I got that too.
You know, our whole goal for this conversation was to gift hope to people so that they know that they deserve to feel better, they can feel better, and everybody in their life will benefit from their feeling better. So you there might have been something that pinged somebody today. You know, maybe we didn't even talk about autoimmune. Of course,
A lot of that.
Yeah, a lot of autoimmune, the diabetes thing we talked about. And of course, there's a whole mental scope of foggy
gut brain axis, absolutely.
Anxiety, depression. I mean, there is so much that in your experience, nutrition can reverse.
Absolutely. Nutrition, good counseling, somebody with a good ear. Go get some Reiki from somebody. Try some holistic practices. You just might be amazed at how well they'll facilitate things for you. I know with all my surgeries, I use my Reiki daily and it saved my life. And I'm going to be honest, and it's helped a lot of others as well. And I'm grateful. I am so grateful for you, Bambi. Thank you for having me.
You're also fun. You're always a good time. So we'll do it again. And thank you to those of you who listened and enjoyed. And Ann Marie, I just love you. Thank you for being you.
Ditto. check out functionalwellnessnetwork.com.
Look forward to seeing you again soon.